Guys, before this video starts, I just want to let you know I created an Instagram for the YouTube page, okay? I'm going to put it on screen right now. Drop a follow on it. I'm just trying to bring the community closer together. I'll be dropping fight predictions, where I'm at with videos, and overall we can just have a more personal connection. You know what I mean? All right, so anyways, now that that's out of the way, I'll get back to the actual video, and I hope you enjoy. What's going on? It's your man, Birds in the Trap, back with another banger. Alright, today I'm going to be bringing to you UFC fighters that I need to make a comeback. Alright, these guys are either retired and out of the sport, or they are on a horrendous losing streak. And for one reason or another, I just would like to see them make a comeback as a fan. This is a selfish list. All right, we're bringing these guys out of retirement, out of the retirement homes, wheel them out, okay, to the octagon, because that's what we're going to be going over today, boys. Let me get my camera in action. There we go. All right, the first fighter that I will be talking about is the graph. Guys, look at this subscriber graph, all right? 95% of viewers that watch the channel aren't actually subscribed. All right, so if you watch the channel, if you've been a frequent viewer for a while, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I barely ask. I only ask now in my last video because my ass always forgets. So yeah, do me a favor, subscribe, like, that'd be cool too. But we're gonna talk about Dominick Reyes first. All right, I would love to see Dominick Reyes make a comeback. All right, maybe he can pull a Cody Garbrandt and, you know, beat some bums and retire on a win streak. You know what I mean? Cody Garbrandt is on a 2-fight win streak. He would have been on this list. So I can see something similar for Dominick Reyes. I think he's still good enough to beat some bums. The only worry is that chinny chin chin, right? So, yeah. But unfortunately, that's not how this is going to go, because he's fighting Carlos Ulberg. Okay, when Ulberg pulled out of that fight, I was jumping. I was happy. You know what I mean? I was like, thank God they're going to get someone on short notice, wheel him in for Dominick Reyes to KO. But they rebooked that fight, if you guys didn't know. That's going to happen on March 30th now, I believe. So, unfortunately, Reyes is cooked. Reyes is cooked, all right? It is so sad. It's always the nicest guys that this shit happens to. But Dominick Reyes, he beat John Jones, okay? Bad robbery in the scorecards. He won the first 3 rounds. You can't change my mind. Only to go on to lose to Jan Blachowicz, okay? Old man, as Lucas Tracy would say, Plotty man Blachowicz. He got knocked out by that guy, all right? For the vacant title, which should have been a defense for Dominick Reyes, but it is what it is, all right? And he's been brutally finished every time, which is just horrific, you know. Jan Blachowicz, he had him doing the chicken dance, right? Yuri Prochazka, spinning back elbow, out cold, face fell onto the canvas. Guys, that knockout is horrifying. The way he fell, it's like his face first and like his neck like, Pause. That was crazy. His neck like bent over and it looked like he broke his neck. It was horrible. And then just to go out and get jab KO'd by Ryan Spann. Okay, Ryan Spann, you're getting KO'd by Ryan Spann. What the fuck is your chin? Come on now, man. So yeah, I think the skill is still there, but the chin, he's going to get finished by Ulberg. Rest in peace, Dominick Reyes. For my own selfish sake, though, I would like to see him come back. You know who I think Reyes should fight? Reyes should fight the guy who just stepped in on short notice to fight Volkan Ozdemir. That's who Reyes should fight. I don't even know that guy's name, but I'm sure he can beat him. So, let's run that fight, all right? And we're going to be moving on to the next fighter on my list, which will be... Oh, guys, I didn't realize I had this funny... Look. I found that on Google, okay? Someone put Dominick Reyes in UFC 4, and it looks funny. All right, I put it there. Anyways, let's move on to the next guy on the list. It's going to be Jose Aldo, okay? Jose Aldo, MMA legend, especially in Brazil. Merab ruined this man's whole retirement, all right? He did. He didn't know if he was going to retire or not. He said to Merab, I don't know, man. I might retire. That might be it for me. And then Merab goes out there and yaps, that was his last fight, brother. Fuck you, Merab. And I actually like Merab. Let me make that clear. It's just in this instance right here, we're going to be shitting on Merab. Because I like Jose Aldo, all right? He retired only on one loss, all right? So it wasn't like he was super... He wasn't out of his prime. He was out of his prime. That's not what I should say. But it's not like he was losing it, right? He was on a 3-fight win streak against formidable opponents. And then he goes out there, loses the Stinkfest decision to Merab. And it is what it is, man. He could have fought for the title again if it wasn't for shitty Merab and EPO TJ, who had his shoulder popping out. You know, guys, the Aldo and Aljamain fight, it was in talks. You know what I mean? But TJ had to get his title shot just to go out there and look like an idiot because he... You guys know how it goes. You guys know how that fight went. But, man, Sterling versus Aldo... It's tough because Aldo's older, but there's a chance he could have won that fight. Wouldn't it have been so cool to see Jose Aldo in 2022 win the bantamweight title? Like, years after being the featherweight champion? That would just be so sick. Yeah, and I would have loved to see him again at UFC 283, which was in Brazil. If you guys don't know, he was offered a fight for 283 in Brazil, but he had already made up his mind on retiring. And yeah, he's just a lovely lad that I want to see win again. I know he does some boxing fights every here and there, but obviously nothing is comparable to the UFC. And he's one of the GOATs that doesn't get brought up enough. You know, he's the second best featherweight of all time. He's on a ton of people's top 10 lists, and rightfully so. The guy has a shit ton of title wins. Yeah, Jose Aldo, get him out to the octagon, not get him out. And we're going to be moving on to the man who extracted a belt out of Jose Aldo, Petr Yan. All right, Petr Yan, he's making an appearance again. All right, I believe he was in my last video, but I don't really feel like there's much to say here. There's a good chance that Yan just ends up as one of those guys where he's an MMA what if. You guys know what I mean? And that would really suck. That would really suck. 2 title wins. All right, like I covered in my last video, never defended the belt, but he was an undisputed and an interim champ. One against Jose Aldo, one against Sandhagen. And yeah, I would love to see a Yan win for my mental health. Not even that I'm like super emotionally connected to Yan. It just pissed me off to see him get robbed. Right? Like, I was like, all right, Jan's gonna find the KO. It's round 3. It's round 4. Jan's gonna find it. All right, it's Yan. It's round 5. Jan's gonna find, and then he just obviously never found it. Merab won that fight, and that's because he's a slow starter, right? Not Merab. Yan is a slow starter. Takes him a while to really get going. You know what I mean? The beginning of the fight can be competitive, and he usually tends to take over in the later rounds. That's how his Sandhagen fight went. His first fight with Aljamain. His second fight with Aljamain, he won the last 2 rounds. So he's kind of got a losing style, whereas you can win the first 3 rounds, or you can catch him early just because he's not on yet, if you know what I mean. People like to say he's making reads. But anyways, he's fighting Song Yadong in March. I think he'll win that matchup as of right now. Okay, that card is so stacked. I'm actually annoyed with how stacked that card is. I just saw they added Robelis de Spain to it, that big-ass heavyweight they just signed from Cuba. But that's besides the point. I think he's going to win a decision, a little boring decision, but I mean, he's up against the odds here, you know what I mean? But it would be so cool to see him win a few more, maybe even get another title fight, but it's unlikely. Petr Yan, you're on the list, all right. If he loses to Song Yadong, we got to give him Dominick Cruz or something, man. If he doesn't retire, Dominick Cruz, Ricky Simon, get him in there. Yeah, that's what I think, guys. Now, there is a man on the screen right now who is going to be in my next entry, okay? That's Conor McGregor, okay? Now, I know recently I said Conor McGregor is done. He's cooked. It's over. And I still stand by that. That is simply true. He's only getting older. His lifestyle is only getting worse, okay? And yeah, the man is cooked, okay? But I would love to see him get a win for my own YouTube career. It would be so fun to cover, right? Sitting down here after a McGregor win and the whole sport is feeling alive and electric and we're all like, damn, Conor just won a fight for once. It would just be so fun to cover, and it'd be so cool to watch live with my friends. I know we'd probably freak out, but I do not think he will fight Chandler. That's a fight that I don't think will happen. And I actually don't see him beating a single ranked opponent. And now before you Conor fans living in 2016 come at me, watch one of my last videos. It wasn't my last video, but it was a video before that. I talked about just why I think McGregor is cooked. And simple as that. All right. He hasn't won a fight since I haven't been a casual. Okay? You know what I mean? Guys, I watched Khabib McGregor, okay? I didn't watch the Alvarez fight. I was too young. Don't come at me. Yes, I still have a YouTube channel. Yes, I didn't see Eddie Alvarez fight McGregor live. Fuck you. I like doing YouTube. All right, but anyways, sorry about that. I've only seen him lose to Floyd Mayweather, obviously, lose to Khabib, okay? I watched him win against Donald Cerrone, but I wasn't a big enough fan yet to understand the magnitude of a McGregor win. I was at a friend's birthday, and he won, and I was like, oh, cool, that's Conor, he won. And then I'm at a friend's birthday again, and he gets knocked out by Dustin Poirier. This is a crazy story. I'm at this party. I look over at the TV because I was like barely paying attention to the fight, not gonna lie. I look over at the TV and he's just getting knocked out. And I'm like, holy shit, like McGregor just got knocked out. It was a big deal. And then obviously his third fight with Dustin Poirier, I really sat down to watch that one just for him to break his leg in the first round. All right. So I admit it. I haven't seen McGregor win as a hardcore fan. I am a hardcore fan. I will die on that hill. But I haven't seen him win. So, Conor McGregor, you're on the list. You're cooked. But I want to see you come back. All right? Fight someone easy, man. Fight. Who should McGregor fight? I don't know, but fight someone easy, McGregor. All right, moving on to the next fighter on the list. And it's the last fighter. Okay? It's going to be Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman was one of my first favorite fighters. All right? I didn't like his first fight with Masvidal. I watched that. It was a big fight during the pandemic. Yeah, that wasn't very fun. We're not going to lie. All right. But, man, when he beat Burns, I was like, okay. And then when he put Masvidal out cold, I was like, holy shit. And his fight with Covington in 2021 was really good. That was the last time he won. 2021. All right. Usman, like I said, he was one of my first favorite fighters. All right. The first time I ever had my buddies over to watch a UFC card with me, it was a Usman fight, man. And he still is clearly really good, right? Like, his performances show, okay, lost to Leon Edwards, winning the whole fight, gets head kicked. All right. Second fight, loses by decision. Not like he got put out again. And although I do think Leon clearly won that fight, Usman still showed he can fight. Like, and he's not washed, right? Then he steps in on short notice against Chimaev. I was expecting Chimaev to smoke him. But I think that's a little bit of me overhyping Chimaev and underestimating Usman. Because now we know that Usman, he's still got it, man. He's getting older, but even stepping in on short notice, a weight class above, he brought that fight to Chimaev. He made that fight a draw. That fight should have been a draw. And yeah, in my opinion, he should just stay at middleweight and collect easy paychecks, all right? But I think he's the type of guy, and I think Volk is like this too, I think he's the type of guy to be deluded into thinking he still has it when he doesn't. Before that Usman fight, I watched an interview with Usman, and he said this. This is what he said. He said, I'll beat Chimaev, I'll beat Strickland, and then I'll move back down and beat Leon and end my career as a double champ. Nope, no way, not in a million years. I have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than that happening, all right? But Kamaru Usman is the second best welterweight of all time currently. I think if Leon finishes Bilal, I think you could make a very close argument. But as of right now, he's the second best welterweight of all time. Kamaru Usman, you're on the list. I want you to come back. Fight easy guys at middleweight. Fight Paul Craig. Fuck it. Fight Paul Craig. Fight some 10 through 15 guys in the middleweight division. Welterweight is a better division. Kamaru Usman is more skilled than a lot of these guys. He's just got to go do it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Kamaru Usman, that's the last fighter on the list. All right, it's been your boy. Let me know who you need to make a comeback, and let me know who I added that should stay gone. We're just like, oh, hell no, keep them out. Anyways, as always, leave your video suggestions in the comments, and if I like it, I will do it, and I will shout you out. I'll put your comment in the video. And you know what I'm just realizing now, guys? I had Tony Ferguson in the thumbnail. All right, I know a lot of you thought Tony Ferguson was about to be on this list. I want Tony gone. I do not need to see him make a comeback. Yes, he hasn't won in a really long time. Tony is too far gone. I don't want Tony to fight again. I don't need him to make a comeback. I need him to take care of his mental health. You know what I mean? And really make sure he's good. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.